Welcome to The Explainer. Now, I am absolutely thrilled to share that this is the very first of 9 videocasts being shared specifically with you, our amazing BBVians. We've designed these to break down the intricate Ratha Jatra rituals in a really clear, lucid manner. And hey, I have some fantastic news to kick things off. The annual Ratha Jatra festivities are going to be celebrated right here in Brigade Buena Vista. Mark your calendars for the 16th to the 24th of July, 2026, proudly organized by the in-campus Kalinga Parvar. So to get us all geared up for that incredible event, today we're traveling to the 12th century Jagannath Temple in Puri to unlock the mysteries of the ancient, frankly mesmerizing festival known as Snana Purnima. Okay, let's dive into this because honestly, this is one of the most bizarre and fascinating mysteries you will ever come across. We are talking about the ultimate lords of the universe, deities, worshipped by millions, who essentially go on a strict 15-day divine sick leave. They are completely quarantined and hidden from the public eye right before their biggest, most massive annual procession. I mean, why on earth would they do that? Well, to understand the sick leave, we first have to understand the bath that causes it. So here is our chronological journey for the day. We'll start with the prelude to Rath Yatra, move into the rhythmic Pahandi procession, check out the massive 108-pitcher bath, see the stunning Hati Besha attire, and finally wrap up with the Anasara divine seclusion. All right, part 1, the prelude to Rath Yatra. So Snana Yatra happens on the full moon day of Jeshta, which for us in 2026 is going to fall on June 29th. Now, according to the Skanda Purana, this is actually the sacred birthday of Lord Jagannath. Just imagine you're a pilgrim, standing in the intense summer heat of Puri on this day. Your morning kicks off with the vibrant Pahandi procession bringing the deities out. By midday, you're watching this monumental 108-pitcher bath. Mid-afternoon rolls around, and the deities totally transform into their elephant attire. And then, as evening falls, the whole festival just drops into complete silence as the Anasara seclusion begins. Moving on to Section 2, Pahandi, the rhythmic procession. Let's step right into those early morning hours. This is an incredibly rare moment. It's literally the first time all year that the deities leave their dark inner sanctum and come out to the open Snadamandap altar. The way they're brought out is this massive spectacle called the Pahandi. Notice the root word here, Padamandanam. It beautifully translates to a slow, imbalanced, step-by-step movement, kind of like a toddler just learning to walk. Because these idols are massive wooden structures, they aren't just picked up and carried. They are literally pushed, pulled, and dragged in this incredible swaying rhythm by the servitors, all to the ecstatic beats of cymbals and conch shells. And this brilliantly illustrates the struct protocol of the procession, which is known as Dadi Pahandi, or the outward movement. The deities don't just rush out. They emerge one by one in a very specific sequence. First out is Lord Sudarshana, followed by the elder brother, Lord Balabhadra. Then comes their sister, goddess Subhadra, and finally, building up to this massive crescendo of devotion, Lord Jagannath himself makes his grand entrance. Now, moving these colossal wooden figures without letting them touch the bare floor, that requires some serious logistical preparation. First, you have synoptology. This is where a wooden cross and thick silken ropes are securely bound to the heavy idols to give the servitors safe leverage points. Then, right as they reach the 7th stair of the temple, they are adorned with tahiya. These are magnificent, towering floral headgears crafted from cane, bamboo, and thermocol by specially entrusted artisan families. It is just this perfect blend of intense, grueling physical labor and absolutely breathtaking artistry. Okay, Section 3. The 108 Pitchers Sacred Bath. So, once the deities are safely seated up on the elevated altar, the main event begins, and the magic number for the day is 108. Temple servitors, whose mouths are actually veiled with cloth to maintain absolute pristine ritual purity, draw exactly 108 pitchers of water from a specific well inside the temple complex, known as the Sunakua, or the Golden Well. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the highly meticulous, almost mathematical distribution of these pitchers. They are not just poured randomly. Lord Jagannath receives exactly 35 pitchers. Lord Balabhadra gets 33, Goddess Subhadra receives 22, and Lord Sudarshana gets 18. Every single drop is carefully accounted for. And you know, this isn't just plain old well water. Right before the bath, the water is richly infused with sandalwood paste, camphor, tulsi leaves, and other aromatic herbs. Just picture the scene for a second. It's the absolute peak of the Indian summer, right before the monsoon breaks. The air is thick with the scent of sandalwood and incense. Vedic mantras are being chanted loudly, and these massive wooden forms are drenched over and over again in front of lakhs of cheering devotees. Which brings us to Section 4, Hari Besha, the elephant attire. Here is where things take a pretty dramatic turn. Because the deities are painted with natural earth-based mineral paints, pouring 108 pots of water over them literally washes their facial features away. So, to make sure devotees still have a glorious vision to look at, they undergo this spectacular wardrobe change that's rooted in a really beautiful legend. Centuries ago, there was a devoted pilgrim named Ganapati Bhatta who had this deep, burning wish to see the Lord in the form of an elephant. According to the lore, Lord Jagannath was so moved by this guy's pure devotion that he actually altered his own appearance. It's a profound message that the divine adapts to the love of the devotee, and it is honored to this very day. Just look at the stunning visual contrast here. Right after the bath, the deities are dressed in sada besha, which is a simple, unadorned white cloth representing pure cleanliness. But by the afternoon, they are completely decked out in the breathtaking haughty besha. Lord Jagannath and Lord Balabhadra are fitted with giant elephant trunks, large ears, and elaborate floral decorations, transforming them entirely into the image of Lord Ganesha. It's a rare, magnificent sight that draws absolutely massive crowds for just a few precious hours. Section 5, Anasara, the divine seclusion. As the sun sets on this incredibly jubilant public display, the festival suddenly takes a secretive turn. The public darshan ends, the massive temple doors shut, and the deities enter what's called Anabasara, or Anasara. As you can see broken down here, Ana means absence, and Basara means dwelling. So it's a strict 15-day period of absolute seclusion. And the reason? Well, tradition states that after standing out in the blazing summer heat and being completely drenched by all that cool water, the lords catch a transcendental chill. They literally develop a high fever and have to go recover in a private, divine sick room. So, during this divine quarantine, standard temple worship is entirely suspended. Instead, the Dayapatatis, the tribal descendant priests, take over as the primary caretakers. Working side by side with a Raj Vidya, an Ayurvedic doctor, they administer a traditional Panchakarma-style treatment. The deities' massive wooden bodies are massaged with Faluri Tela. That's a super special sesame oil that's been aged underground for a full year with fragrant flowers and herbs. They're also fed medicinal foods like osweya and kali to break the fever. Meanwhile, outside those closed doors, devotees worship Anasara Pati, these beautiful traditional Patichitra scroll paintings that serve as stand-ins for the resting lords. So the crucial point is that this 15-day period isn't just an absence. It's a profound time of physical and spiritual renewal. And it all culminates in Netrotsav, or the Nava Yovana Darshan. The deities, having been lovingly cured, repainted, and adorned by their servitors, finally throw open the doors to reveal their vibrant, renewed youth to the ecstatic masses. And that brings us to the perfect cliffhanger. Once they emerge fully healed and radiating all this fresh energy, what mind-bending spectacles happen when these colossal wooden deities finally mount their massive chariots to roll down the Grand Avenue? Well, that is exactly what we will be exploring in our upcoming videocasts. And as a quick reminder for our awesome BBVians, make sure you've marked your calendars because the Ratha Jatra festivities will be celebrated right here in Brigade Buena Vista from the 16th to the 24th of July 2026. Until next time, I'll leave you with this. What incredible mysteries are waiting for us on those giant chariots?